Fantasy Sports Show with Sam Cerrone. I'm your host, Sam Cerrone. Thank you for tuning in live from Gaithersburg, Maryland, as always. A lot to talk about in the world of sports. Let's get right into it. Starting off with golf. Again, a sport I really know it. But this weekend was the Open Championship. And Phil Mickelson, lefty, captures the claret jug, his fifth major. Fifth major. Final round of 5 under 66 to capture his fifth major championship. Very impressive. I mean, this guy was supposed to be the guy competing with Tiger for majors, and for the large part of his career, he was a guy that always finished second. He was a guy that was always close. I guess a bridesmaid, but never a bride. But he played very well. Like I said, a final round of 66 closed out a decisive victory at the 142nd Open Championship, as Mickelson came from 5 strokes back. And again, a lot of this course, everyone was saying you needed to not play with a driver just because, again, the course was very challenging, very taxing on the players. And if you had come out early, you were everyone thinks, when is he going to get number 15? And he clearly fell short, finishing 6th. He shot a 74 on Sunday. Again, tie for 6th at the Open Championship, 5 strokes behind Phil Mickelson. Again, it's not a terrible place for a major, but we are holding Tiger Woods to Tiger Woods' standards, which are really high. I mean, the guy hasn't won a major in, 5 years? And I think that, and for most people, it's shocking just because of, the longevity that it's been since his last major. And granted, he's gone through a lot of things in his personal life and changing caddies, and I get it. And it's tough, and a lot of this game is mental, and because it's just you. It's not a team sport where, if a player's not doing well, another guy can pick you up. It's just you out there, and that's it's very mental. This game is huge in that department, and clearly Tiger Woods was not on his game. But I think it's okay. I mean, look, he's the number 1 ranked player in the world. He's won 4 times this year on the PGA Tour, and 7 times in the last 2 years. I think he's doing well. Is he going to get to the level where he's winning majors? We'll see. I mean, finishing 6th at a major tournament, that's pretty good for most players. But these aren't most players. This is Tiger Woods we're talking about. But hey, again, Phil, I think he won rather than Tiger losing it, in my opinion. Again, there are other players in the mix, but again, the ones that we talk about most, Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods. So that's my golf take. A lot of stories out this week, especially in baseball. Last week was the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Again, I didn't really watch a lot of it. I was hitting up the gym. But I got a chance to see one of the most beautiful moments that you'll probably ever see in baseball. And that's, again, the game was at the New York Mets Stadium at Citi Field. And you have Mariano Rivera, who's arguably the best. There's no doubt that he is the best closer in the history of baseball. I mean, obviously, Trevor Hoffman is somewhat close in saves. But in reality, what Mariano Rivera has done in the postseason is pretty much unbelievable. And in a position where where the turnover is so high, you think, Jose Valverde a couple years ago was as dominant, if not more, than Mariano Rivera, and now he's out of the league. So, I mean, to have been a closer for this long and been as consistent, as great, and granted, he's playing for the New York Yankees, a team that is scrutinized day in and day out by the media. And especially in New York, where, again, one minute they love you, the next moment they will turn their backs on you. And that's phenomenal how he has done. Just being out there by himself, I'm sure Jim Leland planned this ahead of time, playing him in the 8th inning, going 1-2-3, winning the MVP. I don't have a problem with that. Again, he's one of the best closers, the best closer in baseball history, arguably one of the best players of all time. When he retires at the end of the season, I think we're going to see, again, he's the last guy that's going to wear number 42, the Jackie Robinson's number. Again, he is what baseball players strive to be. He's such a great player, and he's an even better person, which that says a lot considering the fact that this guy, again, the most saves in baseball history, 4 championships, pretty impressive, and I'm very happy for him personally, and it works. But again, going on to baseball scores, a lot of baseball action today. The second half of the season started on Friday. Really good stuff this weekend. So as we scroll through the scores right now, as we take a second, of course, again, it should be a really exciting time. Considering the fact that, again, there's a lot of teams that are still in it. Again, obviously you have, the teams that are probably last in their divisions are probably not going to do well in the second half. But again, there's a lot of close races. So let's get to the scores right now. On ESPN, top 5, Yankees, Red Sox, 6-3. The Red Sox have put on a show, scoring 4 in the third inning and 2 more in the fourth inning. Again, it's gonna be hard. The Red Sox have been on fire. It's gonna be really hard for the Yankees to come back. And again, we'll talk about the Yankees and the A-Rod situation that's going on right now. It looks like he's probably not going to be back. But going through some other scores of the day, going into the bottom of the ninth, the Orioles are on top of the Rangers 4-1. Pirates coming out hot in starting off the second half. 3-2 victory over the Reds. Rays defeat the Blue Jays. Mets blank Philadelphia. The White Sox defeat the Braves. Nationals get absolutely pummeled by the Dodgers 9-2. Let's see, you have the Tigers. Again, they're going to be a team to watch out for in the second half. 4-1 over the Royals. Brewers squeaked by the Marlins 1-0. You have the Indians over the Twins. Indians are going to be a surprise team that could sneak into the postseason. Starting off very well offensively, 7-1 over the Twins. Pirates go down to the Cardinals 3-2. Wainwright, 13-3 on the year. This guy is phenomenal. He probably is in the running for the Cy Young. You have the Mariners 12-5 over the Astros. Obviously, we know none of those teams are going to make the postseason. The Diamondbacks, who have been absolutely phenomenal so far in the first half of the season, 3-1 over the Giants. And the Oakland A's, not many people expected them to compete in this division, but they are doing really well as they blank the Angels 6-0. Now, speaking of A-Rod, a lot has been made up in the last couple weeks of what is he going to do when he comes back, and how is he going to perform in light of all the biogenesis, the information that's coming out. And it looks like he's not going to return from the disabled list because of a grade 1 strain of his left quadriceps. The New York Yankees slugger, who has missed the entire season after a second hip surgery, was slated to make his 2013 debut this week, actually tomorrow, in Texas, if he was able to stay healthy during his minor league rehab tune-up for AAA Scranton this weekend. And clearly, this is a problem because the New York Yankees, as is, have been horrible at third base. Now, let's be honest. A-Rod making a comeback at third base, is it an upgrade? Yes. Is it a major upgrade? Is this guy going to hit 30 home runs, 100 RBIs? Absolutely not. You're not going to see that guy at all. But I think what the Yankees were hoping for was a player that can produce. I mean, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the stat is all the third basemen that have played for the Yankees this season, a combined 4 home runs. That's it. I think A-Rod, even in his diminished state, I think he can hit more than that. And I think he can provide some power into that lineup that's been missing a lot of their players during the course of the season, especially due to injury. I mean, we have Curtis Granderson that's probably going to come back. Teixeira's gone. Jeter, it looks like he's going back on the DL. She is back on the DL. And so, again, this is not good news for a Yankees team that's hanging by a thread, really. I mean, once we get into July, later July and early August, we're gonna see how long. Some teams are gonna pull away, like the Red Sox and the Rays, who are playing absolutely phenomenal. Their pitching rotation is as good as any in baseball right now, and the Orioles have been great offensively. So we'll see how this goes for the New York Yankees. They're in big trouble right now. Again, I'm not saying that it's a devastating blow, but things are adding up. I mean, when you have Jeter out, when you have Teixeira gone for the season, Granderson's still out, Kevin Youkilis are all gone. So, and again, Youkilis looks like he's going to be out for the season as well. So, it's just tough for 162 games. That's all I'm saying. All right, moving on from New York to Boston. Clay Buchholz wants a second opinion. Apparently frustrated by his inability to return to the mound, a frustration shared equally by the Red Sox, right-hander Clay Buchholz will see noted orthopedist Dr. James Andrews on Monday in Pensacola, Florida. Wow. That's not good news at all if you're Clay Buchholz. I mean, he's been really good. He hasn't pitched since June 8th, and he's only has thrown about 11 2/3 innings since May 22nd. This guy's been great for the most part. I mean, I don't know how long he's going to do. I guess how well he's going to do in the second half. I mean, this team needs their pitching. Their hitting has been phenomenal, which is why they've been in it. But when their 1-2 combination for the Red Sox is not there, it's going to be tough to make a deep postseason run. I mean, they're in the lead right now. But when you have teams such as when you have Baltimore right on your heels, and again, the Yankees, they're down, but they're not out. So if you have those teams right behind you in a loaded, and I mean loaded, AL East, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really hard for these guys to come back, to stay relevant, really, in the second half. So we'll see how that turns out. And again, more bad news from Boston. They're pitching, again. Andrew Bailey has season-ending surgery. He's gonna have it on Wednesday in New York. Manager John Farrell announced earlier today. The procedure will be performed by Dr. David Altek, medical director for the New York Mets and co-chief in the sports medicine and shoulder service at Hospital for Special Surgery. That's not good. He's becomes the second Red Sox closer and third reliever to be lost to season-ending surgery. Joel Hanrahan had Tommy John reconstructive surgery in May, and the setup man Andrew Miller went down for a torn ligament in his left foot. Again, more pitching issues, and that's not good if you are a Boston Red Sox fan. Looking forward to the second half. Going, I guess, from bad news to good news. There's a lot of storylines. I mean, it's going to be really exciting in the AL. You have Chris Davis, who's been phenomenal so far, hitting, I believe, 37 home runs. I'm not sure if he's hit any in the last couple days. Miguel Cabrera, again, looking like they have Triple Crown numbers. He's right behind him in home runs with 30. He's Cabrera's ahead of Davis right now on RBIs by 2. And the batting average, Miguel Cabrera has Davis beat by 50 points. So I think, again, it's going to be really exciting. Most people are saying right now Cabrera could be the MVP. But I mean, in my opinion, if Chris Davis leads this team to a division title, and it's been a while since they've been up atop that loaded AL East, I think Davis should get the MVP. I'm not saying that Cabrera's numbers have been phenomenal, to say the least. But Davis is that big bat, is the guy in Baltimore. I mean, Detroit, again, yeah, Miguel Cabrera's a great player, but they do have other really good players around him. And also don't forget about their pitching that has been sensational. So I think that's going to be really exciting. Another storyline, biogenesis. How is this going to turn out for the players that